Hey, what's up everyone? My name is K.Short and welcome to Short Talks whatever day. Thank you all so much for joining me. Today I'm talking about being the light in the world, the love that people need, the sunshine in people's rainy days. I say that because for two reasons. One, ever since I've been in the industry, I've noticed that there's a lot of cold people, and not being cold because they choose to, but I think because they started off warm and they just been burnt too many times. They just decided to turn cold because everyone else was cold and acting cold towards them, and that they didn't know when someone was going to be truthful and honest with them. And then that's something that I've been noticing a lot in the industry, is that people are on edge, they're on guard, they don't know who to trust, they don't know who to believe, and it takes a long time to really gain people's trust in the industry. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I do find that unfortunate in today's world, especially because honestly we're just surrounded by a whole bunch of creatives, and I do think it's unfortunate that there's business people that are a part of the process who want to sabotage the creativity and want to obviously get their money, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I think we always forget that there's enough for all of us. And I just wanted to say that again because I've literally forgotten. And not only that, the people that I've been interacting with, they find my optimism and my lack of wallness and lack of guardedness and my loving self to be really surprising. They find it on edge. They don't know how to react to it. They're just like, okay, who's this new girl? What does she want? Why is she being so nice to me? And I think for me, something that I'm learning about myself is just that I have a lot of love to give. I notice that I tend to come in people's lives that are literally about to turn cold, like completely cold, turned off by the world, have been hurt, and are completely over it. And I come into their lives and they turn over a new leaf. And I'm not saying this to be like cocky or like trying to be like, oh, like uppity about it. I'm not. Like, it's just an observation that I've had in my life. And so I use the example that, you know, people are cold, right? So you imagine a whole bunch of ice cubes walking around, like, and then you have me, like, I'm like this candle and I'm not cold. I just see myself walking around like wanting to hug people, just like, let me love you, let me love you. And so like I imagine myself like trying to hug an ice cube, and like I'm trying to warm them up. I'm like putting my head towards them, I'm like, warm up, and they're just like, no, like I don't want to be warm, like I'm gonna stay cold. So they like tighten up and they become cold, and they like, you know, like they take off, they push me off and they stay cold, you know. And I'm just like, okay, whatever, move on to the next person, like trying to find someone to love, let me love you, things like that. Find another ice cube, hold on to them. Maybe not too many things have happened to them, and so they're not that cold, so I get to warm them up a little bit, and they just like, I light that candle. I prevent them from being cold. I light that candle, and now they could go light other candles, you know, or try to make other ice cubes warm. And like, I know this is like a crazy metaphor, but that's just something that I've been noticing, is that there's a lot of cold people in the world. And for me, I feel like I kind of remind people like, yo, like it doesn't have to be this way. And I've been telling you all of that. And a lot of industry people are like really like thrown off by it. And sometimes I question like, how come, you know, all of the bad things that have happened in my life and all the things that, you know, I could have turned cold from, I didn't turn cold because of it, you know. And maybe it's because of perspective, maybe because I saw it differently, or maybe because literally like I just have so much love to give that I didn't allow it to phase me. Sometimes people are just burnt out. Maybe they're not cold, but maybe they just are burnt out from the world, you know, and maybe they're burnt out from life, and maybe they're burnt out from adulting. And sometimes I just kind of put my head down like, hey, it's okay, like life is great, life is amazing, and we have so much potential, and whatever that is, and whatever pep talk I give them, just like, here's this little light for you, you know. And hopefully they get fired up again about life, because life really is amazing and life really is freaking good. And it's like, I don't want people to forget that. I don't want people to forget that, gosh, like we live in a world that's so abundant. And so there's this quote that I thought about when it comes to Mother Teresa. She says, people are often unreasonable, irrational, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some unfaithful friends and some genuine enemies. Succeed anyway. If you are honest and sincere, people may deceive you. Be honest and sincere anyway. What you spend years creating, others could destroy overnight. Create anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, some may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today will often be forgotten. Do good anyway. Give the best you have, and it will never be enough. Give your best anyway. In the final analysis, it is between you and God, or the universe, or a higher power, whatever you believe in. It was never between you and them anyway. So my friends, I know that the world can be cold, And I know that you've gone through some experiences that weren't the best experiences. But you have still survived 100% of your hardest days. If it's that shitty customer, a death, failure, disappointment, whatever it is, we still have survived. And we're still sitting here today. I know it may sound silly, but like I said, we have a lot of love to give. And there's people out there that need it. So be a candle. Be a light for the world. People that are turning cold, if they don't want to be warmed up, then don't warm them up. Let them be cold. You could only try your best, but there's people that have been burnt out that need to be relit again. And there are people literally on the edge of being cold-hearted and cold-blooded, and they just need to be reminded of what love is. So we're gonna hurt, we're gonna be disappointed, we're gonna fail, things aren't gonna go our way, and that's okay. That's life. But we should still love anyway. My name's K.Short. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it.
And if you like this video, make sure to just give it a thumbs up. And make sure to give this a subscribe. Make sure to share.
But honestly, you don't even have to do all that, yo. I'm honestly just doing this for me. I sit here with all the investments of these lights and these cameras. I'm doing it for me. Because I want to be able to look back at this video and be like, yo, you're still the same. And like I said, if my journey inspires you one way or another or motivates you, then honestly, that's it for me, I don't want my success to be, I just don't want this to be a surprise. And I don't want anyone to think that it happens overnight, because it doesn't. This is probably like my 200th video on my channel. It's not my consistent 200th Short Talks video, but it's definitely almost my 200th video on this channel. I'm just not gonna give up, I'm not gonna lie, things have been slowing down and things have been becoming a little frustrating, but I'm not gonna give up. But yeah, love more. Keep loving. Keep being awesome. Keep being amazing. I'm gonna end this video before I say anything else. I obviously have not talked to anyone all weekend, so I just getting things off my chest. And yeah, go follow Bae, Tori Kelly. Anyways, yeah. Alright, I'm done. Next video.